All right, everyone, we are here with a very special guest.
She's peeing in the studio.
Oh my God, it's disgusting. Amanda Hirsch, aka Not Skinny But Not Fat, has joined us today. We are so excited. We've been wanting you on the show for a while now. We keep up to date with all of your Instagram stories. And I guess my first question is, like, how high is your engagement on your Instagram stories?
I don't know.
You don't check that?
Mean no. I mean, I do. I think Instagram like hates me half the time. I don't show up for people, so I can't really think about that, because then I'll be like, why am I? So but people are very engaged.
You used to be like always my first story,
and I went away.
Then like now you're like down the line more. I don't know why that is.
You.
Probably. Who can keep up? Like, I'm not going to keep saying bish. I'm going to say bitch. You know what I mean? I've given up on trying not to be shadow banned at this point because whatever.
Also, if you don't make reels, they get mad at you too.
Oh, that's what I heard. They keep on offering me money.
Yes.
Have you accepted?
No.
You guys accepted? They're like, you could have made $382 in the past 3 months if you signed up.
Right,
Do you think
right.
other influencers are signing up?
Mine's like, you could have made $1.15 if you signed up for that reel. Definitely.
Yeah, 100%.
Definitely.
I mean, no.
But
it's
people
just,
maybe who like making reels.
Yeah. No, they need to chill a little bit.
But you are always I am clicking your story as soon as it goes up, like almost like an embarrassing, like it'll be like 52 seconds, and I'm like, I clicked that way too fast. Why did you start like not? I mean, you kind of do post everything on there. But
I do just post everything. Yeah.
Does it just come natural to you now? Like you're just like, I'm just gonna get all my thoughts out here.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's like not. It's like the opposite of curated.
Yeah.
Like even my screenshots turn out ugly somehow. The text is like there are typos. I think it's because for me that's kind of, I used to send like my sister shit, right? I'd see something, be like, I'd shoot it over, like DM, be like, oh my God. And then the way my Instagram transitioned from like, I started with memes in 2015. The way it shifted into like more pop culture, celebrities, and just everything else was like one day, just instead of sending it to my sister, I was like, oh, maybe they'll care about this, And then I did. And then I just kept on sharing every single thing because I realized, I think with time that like, if I care about it, like they'll care about it because they care about stupider shit than I care about. Like sometimes they're like, but did you see? And I'm like, that's really stupid. So then I'm like, if something pops up on my like For You page that's a cute little throwback even of like Selena Gomez, like why wouldn't you want to see it? It's a cute little so I just kind of share everything that I come across, that I see, that I think is interesting. And if I really thought about like what everybody would want to see, then I probably wouldn't do what I do, because then there's so much stuff. There's so many shows. There's so many celebrities. There's so many different sectors. Like not everybody cares about The Bachelor, but not everybody cares about fucking, Netflix shows. So yeah, it's kind of just like everything.
Do you always get like good gossip that I think people like miss out on sometimes?
Yeah.
Do people send you a lot of stuff that they're like, Amanda, you have to post this? Yeah.
Well, no, they won't say you have to post, but they're like, oh my God. Yeah. And a lot of times, like, my followers are more up to date than me. Right. And a lot of times,
kind of like Dumas, if Dumas was a public person sometimes.
Yes.
Like, I don't think so.
Like not with like spottings or anything like that.
Yeah.
Not like tips, but like, hey, did you guys like see who unfollowed this person?
Yeah, yeah. But like if people send me tips, unless it's like really fucking good, I'm usually not going to post it because like I don't know if it's true, or pictures of people, that makes me feel weird. Somebody just sent me with Love is Blind like a picture of Raven and SK at like Costco. I couldn't post it. I was like, that feels so weird. Like I know Demois does it, and like, but I just felt weird about it. But yeah, a lot of times, for example, this is a random example, but I paid attention to it because I'm like, I told the girl, okay, so this girl sends me, and it's so random too what I see, because obviously I can't read all my shit, but I try to at least like skim, because there could be gold in there. Like I don't know what could be a hidden gem. So somebody was like, oh my God, I don't know if you'll care, but Trish, like, look at this story. And then I click it and it's Trish Cyrus, which, like, I don't follow Miley Cyrus's mom. And she's with Tish. Wait, is it Trish?
It's Tish. She was like, I don't follow her mom.
Like, who's Trish?
Yeah, Tish.
Yeah, like,
That's just somebody you don't follow.
Your pop culture and news and updates. So she is dating Dominic Purcell.
Yes.
From Prison Break.
Yes.
Super hot. I watched the show. So I was like, oh my God, this is such a hot, like, older couple. So I told the girls, like, oh my God, I'm going to post this. And then I looked online. I was like, it's no way. And she told me, she's like, she's been posting them for weeks and, like, nobody's
cares. Picking up on
it. I was like, and not in an overconfident way. I was like, they will now.
Yeah.
Literally, I posted the story and then, E! News had
I saw all the headlines.
Like, all the headlines. And I told the girl, I was like, it came from her.
Yeah.
So a lot of times my followers, because of things, I can't follow everyone in the world. So a lot of times they'll be like, have you seen this? And then I'll see it for myself. So that's really helpful. Thank you for your support of the cause. But yeah, so that's a cool thing.
It's helpful for us. I mean, we like to do.
We talk about you all the time. I'm like, I saw this on.
When we're sitting and brainstorming before recording a podcast or something, we'll be going through, like, topics we want to talk about, and both of us will always be like, she'll say, oh, did you see this? And I was like, oh, on Not Skinny But Not Fat story.
Thank you.
Do you think that there's some things that people would think you'd be really interested in? You're like, I really just don't care about this at all. And then there's other things that you're weirdly really interested in, because that's where I fall, where I'll get really passionate about a story that I see that I have no idea why, but for some reason it's really piquing my interest. And then when it comes to, like, something really big, I'm like, okay.
Well, yes. I think, well, first of all, the royals, it's like getting into that.
Yeah.
Like I'll be like, Meghan Markle was like, I said, like, something and then, like, whoa. And I'm like, I'm never going to speak again because I'm not a royal. So I think the royals is one of them. Ozempic, I got really hot and bothered about.
I was following that on your.
Which again,
and I saw
I posted it. I mean, I'm not giving myself credit, but it's like a lot of things. I knew about Ozempic from somebody in, like, Hollywood that told me about it, like, a while ago. Was like, by the way, everyone's
people
on
are
it.
on this.
And then I was talking to her about it.
Is it like a shot?
A shot.
Yeah.
So I saw a commercial for it the other day that it was.
Whoa.
Yeah, that one.
Oh.
Yeah,
it's very catchy. They have a very catchy jingle.
I want to sing it every time I see.
Yeah.
I'll see a picture of, like, certain celebrity and I'll just be like,
Yeah.
all these celebs. And that I could keep going. There are things that just I want to talk about all day. And then people are like, I think people are into it, but it's also such a fine line. I'm not going to call anybody out, that's on it. That's not fair to anybody. So that had to end at some point. But I was you guys, I went to my, like, annual PCP and I was like, in my head, I was like, should I do an experiment
and ask
and just be like, I'm just feeling a bit.
You just turned into an investigative reporter.
I was like,
I went on the inside.
I gained 5 pounds. I don't know. Is there anything to do? Like, I was highly debating it because that's how much I'm interested in it and how much my DMs were blowing up with stories. Like, I was offered it and med spas and advertisements and, like, all this shit. And
med spas is crazy.
Med spas is crazy. And the fact that Hollywood is, like, open about it. And then I listened to Chelsea Handler. She talks about it freely on her podcast. Like, all this shit. Then now that I know about it is everywhere. And now, like, they're all talking about it.
And now you can't see people without thinking, like, are they?
I know.
Are they not?
And if I take a hot picture of myself, I almost want to be like, I swear, it's not Ozempic. It's a really good angle. Like, I swear. Yeah.
And I feel like I also really liked what you said about the Balenciaga stuff, because it's, like, taken on a whole, like, different, like a life of its own. It's like a side story of, like, and you're like, no, they still made a mistake. Like, it's not some giant QAnon conspiracy.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing with this. It's like, wow, the Balenciaga thing is crazy. And it's, if I'm getting, like, how aren't you talking about this where I am? Right. Imagine what, like, Kim Kardashian is getting. I mean, I don't know if she's alive, this woman.
Yeah.
But obviously major fuck up. Yeah. Obviously what the fuck is going on. But I think I'm such a naive person where I'm like, but why would they do that? Like, I still don't get it. I'm more like, what's the intent? What's the motivation? Why? But obviously there are facts, and the facts are these things were there.
Yeah.
So why is the media trying to cover for them where they're saying like this happened, it's not our fault, but like it happened. No one's trying to lie that it wasn't there.
It's incredibly strange. We talked about it the other day, and we're like, we just can't wrap our heads around. I think my take on it was the bear situation and all that was like poor taste. Like the vision that they had was totally different than how people took it, and then they could have been like, you know what, we didn't even think of it like this, but now that you're bringing it up, oh my god. But then when it got even weirder with like the court documents, I was like, all right, this is really strange. Like there's something weird.
And, like suing the marketing firm or whatever the other firm. It was like, you're Balenciaga. Somebody saw the pictures before they went. Before they went up.
Do you find it hard to talk about the Kardashians now because you feel a little bit closer to them?
Yeah, I think that, you know, I'll say this to anybody, like, if they had a relationship with them, you wouldn't fucking talk about them too. Yeah, you know what I mean? If they gave you exclusive interviews and were super friendly to you wouldn't be like, well, fuck them. Like, you wouldn't do that.
You have had the big three on your podcast.
Yes. Yeah. The big three. Are you Chloe, Julia Fox over here? Excuse me.
On your show. Yeah. Which was, all the interviews were amazing and so fun. But yes, I'd imagine that I'd be like, oh, I don't really like this one thing that they did, but I'm not going to post it.
I mean, the thing is, like, if it's, I'm not going to, first of all, but
if it's a joke, I feel like they can take
they can take a lot. Yeah. Like, I feel very comfortable talking about, like, clothing choices. First of all, the Jenners are a whole other story. I don't care, but I can talk about that as much as I want. But, and I do Cards Catch Up, like a show that I got it before then, and they're, like, fully talk, like, you know, I'll say pretty much anything. But it's, and obviously no one's trying to bash them, right? E isn't trying to bash them. People on the internet really want to bash them. Yeah. And it's like, what I say is, this isn't the place for that. You're going to find a lot of other accounts that want to do that all day. But even literally objectively about Kim, I wouldn't focus on her anyway.
Right.
People are taking the Balenciaga thing and just want to be like, well, what did Kim say? And when it's like, do you care about what happened, or do you care about if Kim is speaking out?
And if you're going to be that big on it with celebrities, there are so many other celebrities. I said this, like, Nicole Kidman had her Balenciaga spring campaign photos up on her Instagram, like, not taken down, still posted. Everyone's like, why isn't everyone yelling at Nicole Kidman to take down her picture?
Anything
and do you think like Kim Kardashian like supports pedophilia? Like, that's what you literally think.
Or like that Kylie was posting pictures of her kid to distract.
Oh my god, don't you love that? No, don't you love
the Balenciaga?
Don't you love
that
they
like,
thought that Kim that Pete and Emrata's photo came out at the time on purpose? Yeah, like, people literally think Pete is dating Emrata for Kim to post about Balenciaga and them to take and I'm like, oh my god. So yes, it is, obviously it becomes harder, but it's
sometimes
also
people
like,
really lose common sense when it's like comes to this
and
stuff.
Also, like,
it's not that complicated,
right? And it's like when Julia Fox said that she started dating Kanye for Kim. Like,
right.
No, you didn't.
She had me, like, I was so into her from what's the video I love, the aging one. And then with this one, I'm like, are you okay? like
you did not start dating Kanye for Kim.
Like,
that didn't happen.
And people bought it though.
Yeah, they're like,
that's why you guys don't understand. Like, I got it.
She's a girl's girl.
Yes. Like, people like, no, not really.
Yeah, it's like, no, I really think she meant that. It's like, would you do that?
No, no. What? She did it for her career.
And she also said that Kanye wasn't that kind of guy around her. So if you're saying you only did it to help Kim, but also saying Kanye wasn't that kind of guy around you, and that he was a different guy around you, so you did like him, so it wasn't for Kim.
Yeah.
Very bizarre.
The whole thing is bizarre.
So I want to ask you about your podcast too, because I always love, like, when you do your shows kind of solo, I'm just like, that must be so hard, because I always have Rhea to bounce off of. And I'm like, it's pretty impressive when you can just do it on your own.
Yeah, I actually like it less. Like, I do like to bounce off someone more. I think a lot of podcasters do solo pods, and a lot of people like it, but I really enjoy having guests. Yeah, like, because I'll tell you what, my Instagram is so timely, right? It's like, if it's not in the moment, Like, it could be before the moment, you know?
A day later, you're like, no one cares about
No
this
one cares anymore. So my podcast imagines, like, you put it in, and then it has to be edited. So I'm going to talk in a week about something that happened last week. So I feel like with this industry, like, it can't be a usual thing. So I sometimes do, and it's nice to, like, I like giving, like, kind of background. Like, whenever I did a big interview, it's, like, telling everybody kind of how it went and probably, you know, going against the NDAs that I signed. But yeah, I like having guests, and it's become, I'm sure you guys feel this too, like podcasts have become kind of a stop on like tours, press tours.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like people, like pitches have gotten so many more pitches of guests that I didn't even think of. Like it used to be, oh, if I like someone, I'll ask them on the podcast. Yeah. If not, I'll do a solo. And now it's like, there's so much going on and so many people to talk to and people that I didn't even know, but I'm like, I still want to have them because they seem cool and they're doing cool things. And so, yeah, it's become really cool because it's like, I wasn't, you know, I feel like it's a skill, obviously, to talk to people and you have to like learn it and get better at it. So it's something I'm really proud of.
What was the process of getting Kim on the show first? Because I feel like once you got one, it was like the other sisters were like, oh, we can do her show.
Yeah, that's what's funny. I kept on telling Courtney. Well, Courtney was like my big love. Like I was always her team before even the like most interesting to look at vibe. But Kim happened first, so I wouldn't ever ask them on my podcast because like who would think that they would come on your podcast?
It's an automatic no.
Yeah, I feel like who would do that?
It's like we don't do podcasts.
Yeah, like no. But so they reached out to me, which is a wild thing. I got an email from Hulu, like into my, like I have a notskinnymanafad.com.
Yeah.
And I have a contact me page, and it came through there. Yeah. And I was like, what kind of troll?
Is this
no, like I was like, this is a new low to like really try to hurt me. And it was basically like, hi, like writing from Hulu. The Kardashians is moving. Don't know if you heard. Wanted to see if you're interested in having Kim Kardashian on. And I'm like, what?
You're and like, this is how they do it?
Like
Hulu
and that's what's
out?
So wild. And then I Googled the lady, found her on LinkedIn, was like, this is fucking, I was like getting my nails done.
It's a real person.
I was like, Amy, do you care? Like, no one cares. Like, who do I tell? Like freaked out and said like, you know, I was like, let me think about it. I was like, let me think about it. Fucking yes. Like, what? Are you kidding me? Like, died. And kept on telling myself, like, this is not going to happen. Like, yeah, they reach out, but like, it probably won't. And then it happened. It was like super fucking cool.
That is truly insane. I think that everyone who followed you was also just as excited for you because you can just tell that you just appreciated, follow them, and like genuinely love them. Yeah. And so it was awesome to see, and also made them like
freaking out,
humanize them.
Yeah.
Which you're like,
podcasts are very good at humanizing people because you get to actually have a full length conversation.
And I feel like you're so smart too. I'm like, how did you guys? I almost wanted to say to her, like, why are you doing it? You don't need that. You know, like, why would you want to come on my podcast? Like, you don't need this, but they're so always thinking about the next thing.
And they're so self-aware, I feel like, which is, I love about them.
And I feel like she just thought, like, that it would be a good thing.
Yeah.
Like, that she literally thought 335 million followers, you know, isn't enough. Let's reach more people. And I mean, I obviously really appreciated the opportunity and it's wild. Yeah. And then I got home. I was like on a high, got home from LA. And then I got a message from like their team being like, so when's Chloe? And I was like, are you shitting
like, I would have stayed.
Yeah. I was like, but I have to come back. Yeah. Or is she coming to New York? No. Okay. Calabasas. Okay.
Yeah.
So like you go to Calabasas. You know what I mean?
So Courtney was the hardest one to get.
No. So Courtney, when I became like friendlier with them, had talked to her about it and she was like, oh my God, like maybe like blah, blah, blah. But I could tell, I was like, you know what, Courtney, she's not a talker.
Yeah.
We've seen her on the show. So I never brought it up again. Yeah. I was like, and when I saw her at like the few events that I saw her, I was like, jealous Kim did it. Jealous Chloe did it. I was trying to like hit it where it hurts, you know?
Yeah.
And she was like, we'll do a day. I don't know if you guys saw, she said, whatever. I was like, okay, when's the day? So I can mark my calendar. And then And then it actually happened. The way things happen is so wild because people think these things. And you guys probably know from booking your show and meeting influencers. Today, influencers, day 2, have like PR teams, agents.
Right.
Fucking, you're like, can I talk? Are you a human?
Right. Yeah.
They, on the other hand, you would think, people are like, they have, the way my podcast with Courtney happened is I gave up totally. I'm just staring at your tits there in the photo.
Yeah.
The way the Courtney interview happened is I had Steph Shep on. That was super cool.
Yeah.
Yep. It was a really cool one actually because no one knows her.
Yeah.
I'm like, so you're really cool looking.
Yeah.
And you're really like just I
love her
wear
style,
everything you wear.
Yeah.
But like tell us about you. So it was a really cool one. And then we left the studio and Steph was like, did Simon talk to you about having Courtney? And I was like, what? And she was like, we were talking like she should do it. And I was like, no one told me.
Yeah.
And she was like, and this is before Lemmy came out.
Right.
And she was like, oh, she's told Simon to like talk to you. And I was like, he didn't say that. And I trying to cool, like, I don't know, like he didn't mention. And she was like, yeah, I even told her like if she wants to do it before me. And I was like, wasn't part of this conversation.
Yeah.
And then I think that night she had her event for her like perfume with Sniff, whatever. And then Simon told me they're like, oh yeah, we want Courtney to do it. And I was like, okay. And then Courtney was there too. And she was like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I was like, okay.
What day?
Yeah. And that's literally how it happened. And until the day, and then Simon was like, oh, the 27th, because Lemmy's the 28th, and this is, and I was like, okay. And I literally booked my ticket, not knowing where we're filming it, not knowing anything. Like I trusted that it would happen. And like the day of, they were like, it's at Courtney's house. And like my podcast team obviously came, but it's just wild the way things happen because people always think things are way more grand and like teams and like Simon literally is the one who organized this. Like her friend
feel like,
fucking Simon.
Yeah. I feel like when you get that big, they make all the decisions. So it's like when you're an influencer or like kind of on a lower level, you have people like telling you should do this and you should do that. And of course they make the final decision. But for the Kardashians, they're like, no, we want to do this. So no one's going to tell them, no, you're not going on her podcast. Because they're like, no, I'm going to go on her podcast.
They make the decisions and then they have the people working for them, like making it happen. But with Chloe, it was her assistant. With Kim, it was Tracy. That's her right hand. Like there aren't, loads of people. Like with everybody else, it's like PR and this and that. And actually with them, it's like not the easiest, but the most straightforward in a way.
Because I feel like we've had people that have wanted to come on our show, but then their people cancel. Or say no. Yeah. And it's like, but they want to come on.
Do you know what I fucking hate? When I get a pitch from a fucking PR person and then I'm like, okay, I'll do this person that I don't really care about, but it's kind of cool, which I told you. And then they don't fucking like share it. I'm like, you asked to come on my show.
You're like, where's the reshare on the story?
No, that's a huge deal to me because it's like, I wouldn't expect Kim to share it and she fucking linked it thousands of times.
It's almost the bigger ones though that
are nicer.
Like they know. Yeah. You know what
like
I mean?
Audrina. Thank you. But no, so things like that, I'm like, I read your fucking book.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For you to come on. And I fucking did.
I know. I'm the one that reads the books when they have the book coming out. I'm the one that reads the book.
I mean, reading the books is a whole new level.
We went through a stint of like
6-week span where we had just every person who's coming out of the book, and we just have them all piled up.
Wait, can I tell you a story? So at first I was like, I'm not reading the books. And I had Jenny Molin on.
Yeah. Well, she's fantastic.
Well, she's amazing. But that's why I was like, she's amazing. We'll talk about other things. And then my friend was like, read like a page in the middle and then like bring up something from that page. And I did that. I was like, this line about your chin. And no, you guys are going to die. So have this whole conversation with her without reading the book.
Yeah.
Finish. And I'm like, oh my God, I like got through that. And then she's like, what are you doing on June 14th? And I'm like, what am I doing on June 4th? Like on my podcast. And she's like, moderating my book event. And I'm like, yes. And then I had to read the book. But I can't believe I got through
the book.
The book is so great. I can't wait to talk about it.
Yeah. We almost have to be careful at how much you say that you love the book.
Moderate a full conversation about the book.
But since then, I've started reading the books. But it's a huge thing. What comedian went on Someone made a really good joke that was like, I think it was Michael Che. I love him.
Yeah.
He was like, when I have my own talk show, no one's coming on to promote their book. I'm not reading anybody's fucking book.
Yeah, I feel that. I've said that in the past where I'm like, I wish that we could just like have people on that just want to like have a conversation
and not promote shit
and not promote stuff. But then you're like, you don't get them on unless
they want to promote. But I think the
something.
people that are smart know that like people that have been in business for a while know that obviously this isn't, you can't come and just be like a QVC, right? Yeah. They'll wait till the end. But it's funny when it's like, so, you know, so-and-so wants to come on and talk about her new line. And it's like, no one's going to care. She has to talk about her ex-boyfriend and like all the other shit. And at the end, get to her line. So when people don't get that, so I think the Kardashians, speaking of them, get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
when you had Ashley Tisdale, I think that's like too, like, and we had her on our show as well, and it was the same thing, like promoting her line, and stuff. But like, she was open to talking about all other
everything
stuff
goes back. I can't like think of a specific person, but it will make me laugh when we have somebody on, and like it just goes back to like every question goes back like, oh well, in chapter blah 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 in my book, and you're like, no, get off the book. Like I feel like sometimes that happens. It's rare, but you're like, okay, they just like they talked about their Christmas movie the entire time.
Their Christmas movie. Oh my God, who's that? Okay, you know who did it like blatantly? This was the most shocking one for me. Luann de Lesseps.
Oh, yeah.
So I had her on 10 minutes in where I'm like, so Ramona was so wild at your party or whatever. And she's like, sorry, honey. She like stopped me. I was like, oh my God. And she was like, when are we going to talk about my cabaret? And I'm like,
yes. I was
you guys
say.
are not even lying. That was the line. I was like, are you Luann in real life like you are in the show? And it threw me off so much that I was like, we can talk about it now. And like, I wrapped the interview up early because I was like, how, like, this is, so
she loves talking about her cabaret.
Yeah, I mean, it's real. It's all very real.
Yes. We've had her on a few times. She's it's always cabaret.
Right. We're supposed to go to her show.
Non-alcoholic wine.
Oh, how's that going?
Which I don't know if it's out. I think it is.
I have no idea.
I would actually still love to go to her cabaret. I think.
Yeah.
Watching it, experiencing
That's true. How did we ever
incredible.
go?
I don't know. She's doing it again. She's doing it again. She always does it around the holiday season. So this is the time. And it always sells out. It's always like tickets are expensive.
For like jokesies. But if it's all like Bravo people that are like actually, if it's ironic, then yes. If it's like for realsies, then
no. I think it's like
I think it's for real. Like I think we would have fun time. Yeah. But I think
that's why you gotta go with like you gotta go with like a good group.
Yeah, you gotta go with a good group.
To like bring a lot of people around for that. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of been, I feel like we've kind of had a little bit of a lull in like good. I feel like Pete Davidson and Emily Ratajkowski, it definitely made people freak out, but I just feel like there hasn't been anything
that interesting,
like, massive.
Yeah,
how do you
that's
think
happened in like the last month? But I feel like it's the end of the year, people start to calm down.
Yeah, they're like, we're gonna focus on the holidays.
Yeah,
get back to
and family and stuff.
How do you think Kim took the Emily Ratajkowski and Pete Davidson thing?
Oh my God, I would love to know.
I'm like dying to know that. I don't know why. It's my one thing where I'm like,
I feel like she's for sure like eye rolling.
Yeah.
I said that I'm jealous of Emily Ratajkowski just because she probably knows what happened between Kim and Pete Davidson. Like, not even for the fact that she's dating Pete Davidson, just like she probably knows who broke up with who.
Well, I can tell you who broke up with who. I heard.
Can you?
Yeah.
Who broke up with who?
Yeah.
We can cut it out if you don't want it public.
I said this to my people, but they sometimes don't believe me. And I'm like, when I tell you something, it's because I know.
Yeah.
Kim broke up with him, but it's so obvious.
Really?
See, I agreed with you, and
I thought that maybe Pete
Are you kidding?
broke up with. I know.
First of all, I would know when they started dating. I was like, she's gonna break his heart. Like I knew it was gonna happen.
But that felt so obvious to me that I wanted to
be the other way.
The other path and go, maybe Pete broke up with Kim. No, but yeah, that's kind of like a no duh.
And don't you realize that it happened? Okay, so what I heard from afar is that she broke up with him because it was getting like too serious, and she was into it for funsies. Yeah. Okay, that adds up. He got the kids' fucking names tattooed. Yeah. He went on a show, I forget who it was it Kevin Hart's Heart to Heart?
Yeah.
And he was like, I want kids and family. And it happened right, I think, after that. So I think it all kind of, when I was told this, made sense because first of all, that's what I thought would happen. And then he was like quick to go remove the tattoos.
Do you
There
think
was
that
like,
she was like, hey, babe, maybe let's not get the tattoo?
I think he's really intense.
Yeah.
I think
so. Like, there's no
that's
stopping
what-
him. He's like,
that's
no,
like-
I'm doing this. I'm getting the tattoo.
that's the thing. Like, I feel like maybe
Let's look at the track record. Like, we know, and he's himself self-admitted that he's like that hopeless romantic. He like jumps right in, like really hard,
Well, that's
really
what I
quick
think. People
and
meet
fast.
him and they're like, sweet, light. And it's
Yeah.
like, do you forget he also is dark?
Yeah,
you know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
he's open about all of
Yeah.
his mental health shit. And,
Yeah.
you know,
He proposed to Ariana Grande in like what was it, like not even a
was
month?
really
You guys,
Was it, like,
I'm having
weeks?
issues with him, and I've been saying this for a while that like I don't buy it.
You
I
said,
think he's
why
a love
does
bomber.
everybody leave him? You said that on your story where you
Yeah.
were like, why aren't these things lasting?
Well, why aren't these lasting? But also, I don't buy the Staten Island smoking weed, my mom, all this shit. No, you're like gold digger or something. Like not gold digger, but you're a famous hot lady person.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you're not this chill guy who used to be dating Carly Aquilina or
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Cassie David.
David.
Right, you're going after Kim Kardashian, Emrata. Like,
Yeah.
who are you?
Yeah.
Taking
A womanizer?
taking
think he's a
Emrata to the
womanizer?
Knicks game.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
fucking? So I don't go into the conspiracies of she's doing it. You know, to he got the tickets and added Emily, like invited
Yeah.
Emily there, knowing fully this is a fact. Like this isn't one of the conspiracies fans make. He took her to the game knowing people would see them together.
Yeah.
That's very. I mean, Kim, you took her to the Staten Island movie theater,
Yeah.
and like a restaurant in Staten Island, probably because she wanted it to be private.
Yeah.
So is he is he a giant thirsty tiger? Is my question. And everyone thinks he's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
chill. He's not chill.
Well, there was like the paparazzi video like really cracked me up of when he went to like go pick her up
Yeah.
and then there was paparazzi there and he just like drove away.
I was like, oh my God, I can't believe he just drove off and went home. Like,
But
if
don't
I
you
were
think that was
her,
performative?
yeah, but I feel like if I were her, I'd be like, you, they already saw us. I can't just get in your fucking car. You had
Yeah.
to drive back home, and I have to get an Uber. Also, calling her Emily feels so official. Like it's like I can never just call her Emily.
no.
Can you get her on your podcast?
We tried,
Yeah.
and it was a no.
Yeah.
If I had to
I would want her on
guess
mine. I thought she
from
would come
her
on mine. I
vibe,
got confident. I was
Yeah.
like, maybe.
I feel like she
we
would
did-
go on yours.
yeah,
I feel like
I don't think she would come
with
on
us
ours.
on like the Barstool thing would be she would
Oh,
be
because she would be
anti-
like, I hate everyone
Yeah.
in this building. Yeah.
She did, the only, I mean, this does not help at all, but I think she did call her daddy when Alex was still with Barstool.
Oh,
I
she did?
think.
She did?
I'm pretty sure. No, was it like just after?
No,
because I
she
think
did
that was
recently,
She
no?
just did it.
really. I thought it was
Oh,
like
she
when
just did it?
Oh,
No,
no, she didn't just do
I
it.
think she did it last summer, and I think she was still because I think that's where
Was
my
it Alex by herself?
It was Alex by herself, but I was like, hey, maybe since she did, I mean, like obviously anybody will do call her daddy, but I was like,
Yeah.
But I think it was still under Barstool, which made me think, oh, if she did it while I was with Barstool, I don't think. Maybe I'm wrong though. I could be definitely wrong, but I think that was like my thought process.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
If she did it while I was still with Barstool, like maybe.
Yeah.
Well, she doesn't like me, I think.
Wow.
I don't know if you guys were following me then.
Well, she's
Excuse the dog, 'cause I had small following.
and you have a small following.
Yeah.
That's now a
Wait,
massive.
she
She
said
knows.
she said you have a small following.
She,
well, she like referred to Amanda as like
as
a
a
woman on the
woman.
internet with
Yeah.
a small following.
Yeah. But
Oh,
it-
she
I made
also talked
merch,
shit
so
about-
whatever.
She talked shit about Brie too recently
she
with the
did.
boa situation.
But it's funny because it's like the way she does
She can't
it.
take a joke. That's why I made
No,
the
she can't take
joke
a
of like,
the way she does it is funny because
she blocked Celeste Barber.
It's like
I just found
like
out.
say
Yes,
your
I saw
like
that.
you can say people's names like the way she does it is like
Right.
well there was this person
She could
and
say-
you know exactly what her name
Or
is say her name.
I was like, please say girl from the internet and not woman with a small following. Like that. I'm not.
woman with a small.
It sounds like I'm like from Kansas,
my
like
God. It sounds
in
like
my
you have a
basement.
cult.
You have like a little mommy blog.
actual like a straight up cult.
Yeah.
Like
But I would love to like, you know, open that up with her because I think she thinks other women don't like her because she's hot. And it's really wild to me. I was like,
No, I think
literally
she's so beautiful. I
literally
know.
start religions for hot people. Like I will pray but
yeah.
she
I don't I there's some things that some things that she say, I'm like, yes, I totally agree. And some things I'm like, all right.
But don't you sometimes feel like she's like made by man because she says all these anti-men things, but then she's like, I just love being fucked. What can I do? And it's like, is she saying all the perfect things that every man would want to hear?
I think that I just can't get on board with all the anti-men things all the time because I'm just like, if you had a husband, you made a kid, like you do like men, like you date men.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
She's probably been really burned. I hope Pete Davidson lightens that up.
And you also mentioned like, what's Pete Davidson's personality requisite for these women?
Right.
Because they're all, and I actually brought that up on our show. I was like, she had a really good point being like, they're all beautiful, successful women, but like, where is the personality?
Right. Like Leonardo DiCaprio dated exclusively like Victoria's Secret models. Yeah. Nobody was like, what is he like? Yeah. But Pete Davidson, we give him more credit than to Leo. We're like, he's so funny and so cool, but obviously it's like he'll date anybody really hot and famous. So I'm just saying,
because if she can't take a joke,
not gonna go well
publicly.
No.
Then what if he says something that's like off?
She blocked Celeste Barber. I mean, she's so funny.
I know. Celeste is hilarious. And like also it's, if you can't laugh at yourself and the way that you post sometimes, then the self-awareness is not there, and that's where you lose.
That's where you lose.
Like
me
that's
too.
Like if you
like
don't,
when
like if you're gonna post all that shit and not be like, oh yeah, I mean, haha, I get it, I do, like,
and like it's about your hotness. You know what I mean? Like people are making fun of your hotness, like how hot you are. It's not like we're like how dumb you are. But I think
it's clearly a very sore subject for her because it's like she talks about how she didn't get any movie roles because she's too hot.
But you know what people from the industry told me?
What?
She didn't get movie roles because she's not
good.
She's not fucking good. Like there's so many hot people.
But they told her like you're too pretty.
You're just too hot.
Margot Robbie, like
the camera.
That's where we draw the line.
Camera's just gonna burst into flames when you
like
step
Margot
on set.
Robbie in Wolf of Wall Street is like the hottest person of all time.
But you're way too hot. Yeah, that's such a fucking good point. So that's my thing. It's like, women love hot women. Like, we're not your enemy.
But that was the way that you spun that in such a good way, and you made the merch and like all the stuff. And now I feel like it's an inside joke. That small
following.
The small following that's like 700,000 people now. Like, so
I mean,
small.
then it wasn't small. It was like 400. You know what I mean? Like then I was like, but I'm small to her. You know, and that's okay.
Yeah.
I don't think other famous people would say that about, you know what I mean? So I felt like it wasn't, I didn't feel like it was a dig. I felt like that's what she genuinely thought. Like, But I still, I really don't hate her or anything. I just think that she thinks of things not correctly.
Do you still follow The Bachelor at all? I know that you follow, but you haven't been watching.
Yeah.
Which is
I know.
where
And I
do
heard about the VIP
topics,
couples, and I'm like, should I go back and watch? Like, I love all of the couples that came out of there, like Michael A. and Danielle. Or were they snooze?
No, that's my favorite couple
they're
from there.
great.
I'm rooting for them.
I think, and a lot of the
just
Bachelor,
the show in general was kind of like.
Are we going to watch Zach?
We have to watch every single.
But like, do you want to?
I mean, I do, because I just don't like know how I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Like, I would just see people posting about it and be like, what the fuck am I doing?
So I thought that, but I didn't watch Gabby and Rachel, and I didn't feel any FOMO.
So I didn't watch The Bachelor up until we started working together, and she was like, you need to watch the show. And I watched a little bit of Kaitlyn Bristow's season just kind of like with my friends, but then the first full season I watched was Ari, which was obviously like a really good season. Yeah. And then after that was really good season. Like Hannah Brown season I thought was great. Isla Pete I thought was great. Yeah. Like all these really
were good. They got bad, I feel like now. Like,
and right now I'm like, okay, this is so repetitive and none of these couples last. Like, besides if they're on Bachelor in Paradise, what are we doing here? Like, they need to change the format. I just am personally losing interest, and I do think other people feel that way. Like, I don't think it's just me. Like, I know
definitely. I think people
but
are
I really
critical
because you have
of the
watched
show.
For so long, you're always gonna watch. Where because I picked it up later, it was just like a little bit.
I got literally bullied to stop. Like, I feel like my followers were like, stop watching it.
Yeah,
ours are very mixed.
You posted a poll,
and it was like 10%.
It was, and I was like, oh my god, how is nobody watching? But it's crazy because it is still like some of our biggest episodes are still
Bachelor
with
things,
Bachelor like Gabby and Rachel interview was like one of our biggest interviews of the year. Like people, as much as they like to say like, oh, we don't care about The Bachelor anymore, it's like people still care. So the need is there. But I also
I'm interested in the drama, but just not watching episode to episode.
Yeah, so
I think that's what it is.
Agree.
Like
I have FOMO. I am so happy I know all these real life people. Like, you know, I want to know what's going on in the real life relationships and the drama and what's happening with Colton and Caitlin Bristow and Jason Tartick.
Yeah.
I love that I know all these people, but I am pretty confident that like the season that I missed out on, which was Gabby and Rachel, no one's going to be talking about like Brendan. That I feel like the people that are important, I feel like I know about.
Yeah, definitely. And they have the biggest reaction. I do think a lot of people now have been talking about how just the show like structure in Paradise and editing is different, and it's like did like the change of the guard happen where people like once Alon left,
he was
the
good.
show like changed a lot, and he really like ran that show. So I think like him leaving was a big thing for like how the show is done. But yeah, like you're always gonna see Victoria F and like all the shit that she's doing, which is what was like the biggest drama from this Paradise season. She and Greg are now like planning on moving in together in Nashville. He's gonna like move into her house.
Why do they all move to Nashville? Like, if you were living in Nashville, wouldn't you be like, leave all Bachelor and reality TV
I
people?
have talked to people that live in Nashville where they're like, people need to stop coming here.
Why are they going there? Is it like, I think it's the
like,
stop before Los Angeles.
Yeah, and like I feel like a lot of people have like aspiring music careers.
Oh,
they like think that they could maybe
Victoria
take the
F
next
and
step. No. But I think other people that like move to Nashville.
As for them moving in together, I'm like, you know what? If they're gonna go for it, go for it.
Yeah,
like,
try
at
it
this
now.
point, just like
That's what I'm
go
saying.
for the whole thing, because if it's not gonna work, it won't work. But if it does,
the whole season was really she wants to get married, she wants to have kids, like she's ready for all that.
I don't see
so
it.
if
he can't handle her.
So if Greg like wants to just, it's continuing her ideas. I guess.
feel like he can handle her.
I think she eats everyone up and spits them out.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
Yeah.
I feel like he's not man enough. Like he's so cute, like such a cutie. But no, he cannot. She's gonna.
She needs somebody who's gonna yell at her, like in a appropriate way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
She had that, didn't
Wait,
work.
whose season was she on?
Not like Johnny.
Yeah.
Whose season?
Pilot Pete's was another one.
He
who's
would
such
not.
a,
Yeah,
no.
I know that sounds bad, like someone's gonna yell at her, but I mean like an appropriate, not call her a fucking cunt, but like you know, like knock it off.
Okay,
like,
but let's talk
we
about
love
this
each other
cunt thing
like
for a minute.
Yeah.
So I didn't watch it, but I just saw a clip from her going on Nick Viall's, and she's like, and then he called, like. Yeah. Is she really still hurting over this, or is she really trying to sensationalize it and make everyone hate him?
I think that I think it definitely hurt her, but I also think it's been brought up as like the main thing because it just helps her side of like, I needed to move on. Yeah. And I found someone who doesn't.
Was he cute on the show, that. Johnny?
I mean, I think it was also really hard for her. She they filmed Paradise before she even saw like any of Johnny on Gabby and Rachel's season.
Okay.
And Johnny literally like broke up with Gabby because he was like, I'm not ready to like be engaged. And so I think she was like, how did you jump from that to like 4 weeks later being in Paradise proposing to me? And that was maybe an issue. And I guess Johnny was like, he said she was like acting like.
He said, I did say you are one. I
not
saw
you are
one. So he was like dancing around. But
Yeah.
what I thought was interesting, and I didn't listen to the whole podcast, but I saw some things that Nick Viall wrote, which I thought was true. And I'm kind of just like, I think Victoria was wrong in some ways. I think Johnny was wrong in some ways.
They just weren't compatible.
They weren't compatible at the
work.
end. And I think what Nick wrote was true. Like, I think people can relate to this, where like you've been in a situation where you end something with somebody and it's over in your head, but that person can't accept it, and they keep wanting to have talks and like keep wanting to get answers from you, and like you answer until it's enough, but you're already done with it. And also on the other side of that, like you being the one told that it's over and still wanting to talk and find out answers. And I think that's what happened with Victoria and Johnny, where Victoria was done, but Johnny kept wanting answers, so she kept kind of like answering and giving him, but she was already done, but they were having talks or whatever it was to like fill whatever he needed to find out.
The whole drama is like if it overlapped, right? Yeah. And did it?
They're claiming no.
But people think yes.
People like kind of think yes. People thought like her timeline wasn't adding up, but I don't. It's just like,
are we shipping Greg and Victoria F?
I kind of like them together.
Like at this point, they're going all in, so I'm like, whatever.
Exactly.
Like if they're like, do whatever you want. I don't know.
Do you remember how much hate he got on Katie's season though?
So much,
but I was on his side.
Rhea,
I was
Rhea
a little,
always liked him.
I was. Because he's cute, Rhea.
No, it was just because I really didn't like Katie at all.
Yeah,
and I was like,
someone DM'd me this, and like I said, my followers have such good points. They were like, yeah, and then we found out that Katie is like really messed up too. Like that's what she did after the show. Yeah. And I mean,
I was
she
like,
looked like this really good girl.
Yeah, no, I was reading past all of that, and I was like, I'm not buying into this Katie act.
Yeah,
and I think that she's mad. I think I said something mean, which I'm kind of recalling now that I'm gonna repeat, but I don't know how nice it comes across, but whatever. That I was like,
she's not Bachelor material.
No.
Oh. Okay, I'll say it.
Yeah, that Greg was like the cooler guy in high school.
Yeah.
That she
wouldn't like her in high school. Yeah,
wanted to like, and that he wouldn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I forget exactly what I said, but it was like kind of around that vibe.
Yeah.
And I think she like really like took it out on him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, great points today.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
So I think Victoria and Greg are jumping so headfirst into it that I just like have to respect it.
Do you know what I think though? Which I'm gonna be like the annoying people with conspiracy theories. How strong are two influencers together? I mean, I think they also know the power of a power influencer couple.
Oh, 100%.
Like they know it. Like I know this is a little like dream crushing, but they fucking know it. It's money. Yeah. It's people care about you more. Like, what was he doing before? Hanging out with Andrew everywhere. And now he talks with Andrew. I mean, they were so cute though.
Yeah, I did love them as friends. I wanted them to be dual bachelors, like they did with Gabby and Rachel.
They
wait, was Andrew on Paradise?
Yeah,
but
they could do it with
love.
Kind of like they didn't even talk to him after.
I would support Andrew and Rodney being joint bachelors.
Oh yeah, Rodney was so cute.
Rodney's so cute. I love him. But no, it's taking a funny turn for them, but it is what it is. I know.
Listen, they're hot, and that's all that matters. They're young and hot.
I'm just like,
never forget she dated Chris Soules. So
and anybody else?
Chase Rice.
No. Oh, Chase Rice. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh man, but yeah, no, it will be interesting to see where that pans out. I know you said that you weren't really interested in the Royals, but this Harry and Meghan documentary is coming out on Netflix, and I care.
No, oh my god, I care so much. I'm so gonna watch it.
I am so excited for this because I just love that as much as these two say, like, we left to protect our family and we are like, don't want to be like, it was too much doing all that stuff. It's like, okay, here's a whole fucking documentary.
I know, that's
like a
Do
docu-series.
they needed the money?
they got cut off, so maybe
did
it's
the money.
Like really like money cut off everything?
I think you lose out on like the royal fund.
Yeah, but I don't think they're like starving. You know?
No. I mean, they're in the fucking Montecito McMansion that they live in. Like, is insane. But I just Meghan. There's moments where I love Meghan, and moments where I'm like, she loves the spotlight. She always has,
and it's fine. But maybe say that then.
I know.
I think that's the issue. Yeah. It's like with anything,
like
it's
she
like
wants
be
to be
authentic.
back on Instagram. She definitely wants to be doing like brand collabs. Yeah. Like she wants that life.
And the thing that's hard for people, I think, is accepting the like her saying one thing but doing another.
Yeah.
And not all the other.
Right. Like I believe
drama.
what she was saying about like how they
Royals.
were treating her and the royals and like the ins and outs of the firm and like everything. I'm totally in on that, but I also think like the acknowledgement of like, well, famous. I still want people talking about me.
And now people care more. I mean, before she was getting like, she did Suits and whatever, but this is a whole different level of fame. I'm worried for her though. Like, what if nothing has really brought her the people's love yet?
No, because she's still like
premeditating.
One thing about so many celebrities, and especially I feel like people on Instagram, is you have a relatability. People can be like, oh, I see myself in her sometimes, and I think like she's lost that completely. There's not.
She joined the royal family.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
like
she
I
tried.
just
there was like an interview where she was like talking about.
She's so out of touch sometimes.
What was she talking about?
Yeah. There's
like she was like, and then
the New York Times like magazine, I think, right?
There was something.
Yeah.
Was she talking about a TV show?
Yes.
And they were like, what?
And then we sing it.
Yeah, She was like, we're like every couple where we like scroll on Netflix and we like can't decide what to pick, and then we land on, I forgot which show she said we landed on.
Yeah, I don't know.
I have to look
Sometimes
that up now.
it's just all like it just feels very curated.
Yeah,
and I'm
people
like, well,
feel-
what's the real
Meghan
what's your
Markle.
real? How are you like in real life? Is this how you are in real life? If so,
But
fine,
I don't care about like she took Harry away. Like I'm I get that. Like people really glamorize things and think, but that life is hard, and I get that for a semi-normie, you would be like, wait, this isn't fun.
It does make me sad that Harry and Will like
the Real
aren't.
Housewives.
Oh, she doesn't.
No.
She stopped watching the Real Housewives.
That's probably a lie.
She told Andy Cohen that.
Oh, you really don't like her.
No, I know.
I really don't follow the Royals at all, so I don't have like
an opinion.
I don't.
I'm
have an opinion.
telling
I
you,
just think,
feelings
like,
of people have
sometimes-
really strong feelings.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Either way.
Yeah.
It does make me sad that Harry and Will like don't really have a relationship.
And you think it might be?
anymore.
I mean, it's a lot of the times the women, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they don't get
Well, there
along.
was, I saw and I always, the Daily Mail always is like so petty with the
They're
royal
so
family. Like
shady.
it's just so shady all the time. And I guess like the trailer dropped this morning, but minutes before the trailer dropped, Kate and Will put out like this little video of like of them on their trip to the States. They went to like a basketball game, and it was like this video of them like together in the States.
Oh my God.
And it like came out like they were like minutes before documentary trailer is released. I'm like, that's where the firm is.
Yeah, it gets a lot of people really don't like her. Like I remember when she said why they're doing the Netflix thing, and she was like, we want to tell our love story.
Yeah.
And it was just like a little...
Yeah.
Like, how much are you trying to prove that you guys are in love?
Right.
We know it. You guys are married and have kids.
Yeah.
I don't believe that you guys are not in love.
Yeah.
For me, sometimes
I'm
it's just
not
like,
questioning that at all.
Totally. For me, it's like that stuff is hard for me, but I also like when they did the Oprah interview, I was just like, I really feel so bad for her because I do think that they crushed her.
Yeah.
Majorly.
Of course, feel bad for her.
And like
no one deserves that.
Yeah. It's just like what's all happening next. It's just eyebrow raise.
Like she doesn't wanna,
yeah,
just chill. Like she
Right, it's
wants
like-
to be like, you don't like me? Well, I'm here and I'm
Yeah,
gonna do
exactly.
a podcast and I'm gonna do a Netflix thing.
Yeah.
Wow, I can't wait. I hope it's not like January 2024.
Yeah, no, I think it's definitely next year.
Like
Or I
2023.
hope early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, next year's
I don't
like
think
a
they
day.
did they put out a date for it?
No, they're like
No,
coming soon. Yeah.
So hopefully maybe like first quarter of 2023
I hope
would be very nice. There's a big scandal with Good Morning America co-anchors that people I think are learning who these people are for the first time. But
Rhea, what's their names? Quick.
I have no idea.
Quick, what's their names?
I saw this on Twitter on Pop Crave.
Yeah.
And it was like 50,000 retweets, whatever. And I was like, people really care about these people. I have never heard about them in my life.
I watched Good Morning America sometimes. How have I?
So I think
what
they
days
do.
are they on?
I think they do GMA 3, which is like the daytime portion.
Like not in the morning.
Yeah, like it's like if they were who. I don't know, Mario Lopez like kind of vibe. More
Okay.
like that.
I would love to know how many people are watching daytime TV in this.
I think like 100,000.
A lot of people, guys.
No, not that many people. That's a lot.
That is not a
100,000.
lot.
I feel like at night.
Wait,
During-
100,000? I feel like
is
is
nothing.
For TV?
For
People
TV?
think TV is
For
like
TV?
First of all, I made up that number.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm taking that to heart.
Guys, I think we're
but I
forgetting
think
about like all
100,000
of our grandparents
Right,
and
right.
aunts and
It's like
everybody
old
that like
people.
doesn't miss like I have an aunt who
They're
watches
probably
like every
stunned
episode
by
of the
this
Kelly
news.
Clarkson show. Like people,
Wait, so what's the drums?
So they're both married. Now we don't know like the full relationship status of their marriages. We're assuming that they were like, still married, that I don't know. But they have clearly been having an affair of sorts. All these pictures came out, like 65 photos, like all like from different places. Here they are at a bar, here they are on a trip, here they are doing.
Wait, how'd they come out now?
I think one of their
We think maybe one of their
counterparts
spouses
had to
hired a
have hired a PI because
this is getting interesting.
nobody's following these people
Right,
around.
they're not like
Nobody
celebrities.
is like, oh my god,
Like
look at
who's
the
going
host of Good Morning
inside a
America.
bar in New York City?
Okay,
like
now I
they're
care.
sitting at a bar top, they're drinking Stellas, they're laughing together,
Wait,
they're
it
like
had to
grocery
be a
shopping. thing.
Was there like
There's
a kiss?
one photo
an
where
ass
he's
grab.
like grabbing her butt, putting like groceries into the back of a car.
Isn't that so crazy?
There's one zoomed
to
in.
be like walking,
Zoomed
like
in
you're
car shot.
married and like you are on TV. You have to think a little bit like.
Well, maybe they're like, we're daytime. No one watches this.
But like an ass grab, like in the broad daylight,
yeah.
is
So
crazy.
bad that I
All
think it's
and
kind
it's like
of
a
like
zoomed in,
hot, and now I
um,
want to watch
yeah.
the show.
A zoomed
Like you
in-
want to see if the chemistry's
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
I
Picture
was
them
reading,
holding hands.
I was reading tweets that were like, "Oh my god, I was watching her give him shit for never seeing Love Actually yesterday, and thought, wow, they have really great banter." It's like,
And I guess
How
like
are
he
they gonna keep
posted
going? Can they
both
keep
of their
going?
Instagrams have been
now I
like
think-
turned off.
Oh, yeah,
like
I
they
think
the question is
deactivated
now,
like everything.
can they be fired for something like this? I'm sure they can be, but
Yeah.
will they be?
I
like
think they can.
Like
They
when
can't keep going.
together. Like
Together.
imagine they go and they're like,
Unless.
"Good morning, America."
unless they show up as a united
Yes.
front and they're like,
Listen,
we're in love and
Oh my
we're
God, I feel
leaving
like
our
we're on the
spouses.
morning show right
yes,
now.
we're leaving our spouses, which you've never watched, by the way. Which you still
no,
have
I
to
know,
watch.
I know,
I know.
I never watched.
I
it.
always tell her to watch. So good.
I know.
These
You
bachelor
look at her
people, man.
differently,
They
right?
do- yeah,
I know.
yeah. These bachelor
Oh, she's
people
not
don't have
watching their
time.
stream. No,
they have
no,
3
they're-
hours a week.
Yeah, you know
Twice a week.
Bachelor content I watched.
It's fucking 4 hours a week.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So, by the way, their names are Amy Roback and TJ Holmes. We haven't said their name one time.
like, I'm not like.
Did you watch Melrose Place?
Yeah.
Like, okay, so
oh my God, was so obsessed with like
Amy-
the Amanda.
Amy is married to Andrew Shue, who is, I don't know what his character. His character was, Billy Campbell on Melrose Place.
Oh my God! Wait, that sounds familiar.
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
need to
I
know.
need to look up a picture of him. This guy.
Of course,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know who he is.
So Amy Roback they're married.
She's cheating on her.
Yeah.
So my takeaway of this is like, because I know nothing about them whatsoever, and this is the first time I'm hearing their names, I think more like, wow, like this is happening rather than like how disgusting.
no, I
of
know.
you.
Same. I'm like,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
kind of hot.
Well,
Like,
Good
you're
Morning
like,
America is literally
whoa.
trending on Twitter, and I read this tweet before to read. It was cracking me up. At Jace by Jason tweeted, "The Good Morning America cheating scandal is giving what a scandal needs to. High stakes. They're co-anchors on the most watched American newscast. Audacity, 65 photos of broad daylight cheating, and evidence hiding in plain sight." The guy's anniversary post. I guess he posted an anniversary Instagram for his wife and joked about like her leaving him or something.
oh my God.
And he's like, yeah, Amy, like full ass grab in
Yeah.
broad daylight.
Oh my God, I need to.
Wait, so
see
here's
all
some
these
here's
photos.
some pictures of them. They were like, who cut like not caught in 4K? Like somebody. These are like very.
By the way,
yeah.
gotta throw this in there.
There's
if they
the
do
little
have
butt
like,
grab, and here they are like sneaky holding hands
Yeah.
in the back of a car. Like somebody, this is a private investigator. Like
has
this
to-
is so
that is a
many
PI.
photos.
or
paparazzi hot on the
they
set.
hired because they want out of their marriages
and they're stuck, and they're
and
like,
they're
this is the
stuck
only way
and
out.
this is the only way out.
And they're like, you know what? We don't fucking care. Like,
Yeah.
call us cheaters.
Oh my
we
God,
just
this
want to.
has just become like, watch me like deep dive later.
Yeah,
Like,
we're
I'm
gonna see it all in her
loving
stories later.
this.
Like
I
each
know.
picture.
No, because I'll tell you what I love. I love your idea of the united front.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I can picture the morning show situation where they meet and they're like, this is what you have to do. Like Billy Kudrup's character telling them like,
Yeah.
the only
Yeah.
way is if you like get divorced and you
Yeah.
come. There's no
Look
other
at
way.
these, look at these videos. They're in the fucking woods. They like must have gone on some trip. Like who's filming them?
That has to be. I'm telling you,
That's
it's,
right. Everyone's like, this has a
Somebody
spouse had
was,
to have hired.
somebody
a
was
PI.
following them. This looks like a movie shot. That is a movie
That's
shot.
that's an undercover camera.
That is crazy. Like
That's like at like an Airbnb, like in the forest, and like somebody
it's
set up a
cinematic.
camera.
I will say though, if they have families and kids, I do feel bad
Yeah, I
for
was
them.
just gonna
Like,
say,
I
all of a
want.
sudden feel bad.
I
yeah.
want. Like I do feel bad for that. Like
yeah, but
you don't want to
feel
see
better that the spouses know.
Yeah,
You
well,
know?
it seems
Yeah.
like they both have had multiple
Affairs?
Merit. What sound is playing off my computer right now? Oh, Twitter. They had definitely had multiple. So she's married to Andrew Shue. They've been married since 2010. She
Oh, that's a
is
while, though.
also the mom of 2 daughters from a previous marriage, and he has 3 sons. She's stepmom to his 3 sons, who he shares with his ex-wife.
Okay,
and
so
then
that's-
TJ Holmes has been in an 11-year marriage with an attorney, and they have a 9-year-old daughter. And he's also the dad to 2 older children, so I'm guessing that's from a different woman.
So I feel bad for the 9-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
Like
Yes,
people
yes.
at school seeing
Yeah.
all those pictures, like that hurts
yeah,
my heart.
yeah.
Like that is really sad.
Yeah.
But when you take that out of it and you see like all the, you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very scandalous.
So those videos were from a getaway in upstate New York. Like they definitely thought they were
sure what you're
being
saying.
Private investigator.
Yeah,
These aren't paparazzi.
Yeah.
shots.
No.
They're not getting paparazzi.
Somebody, one of their spouses were like, you're
I feel like
caught,
the
motherfucker.
attorney. The
Yeah.
attorney.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like her
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
The attorney. Maybe they even joined forces.
Yeah.
Yeah, like she.
I'm getting like,
And
I'm like,
she
I
hit
hate
him up.
conspiracies. Let's
Yeah.
conspire.
Like she was like, listen, I know something's going on between. Let's team up. We won't say
But
anything.
why is but how like vindictive is it to take it public rather than
Right.
go to your spouse with
Privately.
it?
Right,
Yeah.
Right.
So if that's true, then they're kind of doing this to their family.
Yeah.
That's
a good point.
another great point.
Yeah.
So I
So
think
many layers.
the Good Morning America or GMA through whatever hour they are on,
Ratings
the
are
ratings are going to be
going-
high.
I need to check on my grandpa.
It's
Wait,
like
is it
everyone's-
going to be on though? Like what's
Like,
gonna
that's the
happen?
thing, it's
like,
will
are they
be
going to talk
on?
about the story?
Were they on today? I don't know. I have no idea.
Oh my god.
I don't. They
Whoever
must
is
not
like
have
their
been.
understudies are probably hyped right now. They're like, this is our time.
Yeah.
We're gonna
We've
get
been
on.
waiting.
We've been
They're on a
waiting.
midday spinoff, GMA 3. The
Wow.
GMA 3, What You Need to Know Anchors. So, I don't know where we're still in AM on Thursday, so maybe it hasn't. Maybe we
Wait,
should
this
go
happened.
turn the
This
TV on.
broke today.
Yeah.
Yes, like earlier this week. I want to say yesterday.
Oh, yesterday.
Oh,
Okay.
yesterday?
Yeah,
Oh.
on November 30th. They took down their
Okay.
Instagram. I think that's when the
Okay.
pictures.
Taking down their Instagram. I guess you want to do that. Yeah,
I'm
so
like-
you don't get like flooding comments.
Okay, guys,
Right, but at the
GMA
end,
3 is on ABC at 1 p.m. Eastern. so
Everyone,
we
be
can
our
tune-
man on the
we
field.
can tune in
and check it out.
see where they are if it happens.
Find out for us.
I'm gonna live
Yeah.
stream on my phone.
I know. I need
Yeah.
to know now. I'm so into it.
Very into it. But those are our big three things that are happening right now that we wanted to talk to you about, and now we've held you here for way longer.
Oh
than
my
you were
god,
supposed to
I
be
don't
here.
live here. I don't know. I'm like, the room has gotten
Yeah.
bigger.
You don't want to live in this space.
Look, there have been we have done like topics and have other, I guess, like entertainment reporters and whatnot who have been on our show. Like
The quotes.
no. Entertainment. I don't know. I'm saying
No, that
like,
wasn't to her. It was more like the other people where you're like, they're entertainment reporters.
Yeah, well, I would call us entertainment reporters.
I would not
Okay.
even ever call myself a reporter.
You don't
ever.
like the word reporter.
I don't like reporter,
Yes.
journalist. I am none
Yeah.
of
Well,
those.
I don't know what
things.
to call
I like
myself
to be
either.
an
It's fine.
entertainer.
We are none of those. We are none of those things. That's why I put it in air quotes.
We're entertainers.
Yes.
Podcaster.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like,
Like
if
you're
you-
a phenomenal third chair is what I was
Thank
trying to
you.
say. I think
You
we
are.
Thank
all
you. Thank
flow
you.
very
Thank
well.
you.
If
I
you
loved
stopped
it.
on the street and they were like, you know, it's like stopping hot people on the street to ask them what they do for a living. Do you see that
Oh,
on
the
TikTok?
TikToks?
I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
What would you?
They do that on the TikTok. What would you say? You don't know?
I'd be like, I have an Instagram with like a follower.
I think
That's what I say.
You
That's
would say
what
I'm
I
a
fucking,
woman with a small following.
I know.
Yeah.
That'd be fucking amazing. But I really do. I need help with that.
I think I would say I have a podcast.
Oh, yeah. I have a
s-
podcast. Is
I
good.
struggle
But
with
that sounds like
I struggle
like,
with
okay,
that every.
so does everybody.
I struggle with that every
My dentist
time.
has a podcast.
Yeah.
Like
I struggle with that every time I like am filling out a form and I have to like write my occupation.
self-employed, I say.
I'm like, because
I write media.
Sometimes I'm like, media's
Because
good.
this is a media company.
It is.
Media's good.
And I feel like when you say like I have a podcast, people are like, cool. What's
Yeah.
your podcast?
Yeah.
Like, what do you do?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well,
It's
we
respected.
could say we all have a
People's
Choice Award
Yes.
nominated.
Are you
Oh,
going?
yes. I
Not,
wanna
we're not
talk to you
nominated
guys
this
about
year.
it.
We're
Are
not
you gonna
nominated
go?
this year.
I'm gonna go.
All right.
I've thought about it.
No, you should-
don't,
you
don't,
should go.
Don't tell me not to now because
No. You
the
absolutely
red carpet,
should go.
everything, so cool.
Yeah.
So I thought about it, and then I was like, listen,
I just
I
hope they have a
wouldn't. I'm
good
not an
different
event
setup.
gal, but like I'm nominated, so I
No,
want to
yeah,
be there. And
absolutely
you never
go.
know if it's gonna happen again.
We're the
and,
same
like,
way.
Yeah.
We don't do events or
Yeah.
anything like that, but walking the red carpet, you feel so fucking cool, and all the pictures they'll be
Oh,
on
really?
Getty. Like I'm telling you, you'll love it. It's
Oh,
really awesome.
That is cool.
It is. It
Even
is.
though Getty is awkward because they're like, "What's your name?"
No, they'll help.
They'll know because
so
of that.
the first time
Yeah.
we did it, it was
Yeah.
like a "What's your name?" and I
Yeah.
was like Maria Chiffo. You won't be able to spell that. The second time, somebody
told them.
told
Yeah,
them,
yeah.
and they knew, and all of our pictures were up instantly.
Yeah,
like,
I'm assuming because it's very
Kelty,
organized.
Yeah.
Kelty Knight gave us hilarious advice too because she has done it so many times where she's like, no, you show up, bring a piece of paper, like have the person you're with, like write your name, hold the piece of paper like off.
Yeah.
Like have somebody hold
Play
it.
it at sight so they can see your name. And
they
which is
have
a great
somebody.
idea, but they have,
I know.
It's
It's
different
organized,
now.
but I think I'm like for me, my friend
Is it the
yesterday
same
was
place
like
at the Malibu, like the hangar? Like okay. I hope
My
they
friend-
give you tables because
Yeah. It was the first setup was fucking awesome.
We were in like folding chairs.
Oh
Last year.
really?
First setup was, and we were sitting like
The first year
You were
was
nominated twice in a
phenomenal.
row?
No, years in between.
Yeah, we were nominated in 2018,
Yeah.
and then we were nominated again last year. First year was really awesome setup, like tables, like you like really feel like you're part of an award show.
It was so fun. It was us, Lady Gang, and Scrubbing In, and we were all at a
Cool.
table. It was so fun.
I wish you guys were there this year. Sorry you're not nominated.
yeah.
And then last year we were in folding chairs.
Wait, am I going to the folding chairs?
But we were behind Charlie D'Amelio, so like.
Wait, am I going to be in the folding chairs?
If I have to guess, I'm hoping that maybe like that was still very like it was. I think very COVID. Scared that they weren't like the downstairs.
Wait,
area.
they don't announce this one on stage, right?
No.
You won't find out until you refresh on your.
You'll be
like when it's over.
Like, you'll be refreshing
Yeah.
like E-Online to see when they like post the full list of winners.
Or you'll
Unless
get,
or if
I
you
thought
win-
it'd be. I've been
No,
like,
no,
okay, but I'm
also
gonna know
if
before.
you win,
You don't know
if
before.
you win, somebody would know before.
100% they
Someone
know before.
is told before.
Yes.
We had this the first year we went because
so I
everyone at the
didn't.
everyone
know.
at the
would know, like,
table-
that day.
Oh my god!
everyone at the
I'm like,
table.
cancel my flight?
Everyone
I'm
at the
just kidding.
table was like, oh, "Who's like?" We're all looking at each other like, "Didn't you guys win?" Did
And they
somebody else-"
knew?
And Scrubbing In won, but they didn't know because they didn't tell Becca and Tanya, but their
People knew. Their people knew.
She knew, and so like when the show ended, which we were, because we went the first year, we were like, they didn't announce our category, like the whole thing, and she was like, no, you guys won. Like,
Yeah, like she like whispered them. She was like, you guys.
she was like, we know you won. And
First of all, announce the category. Podcasts are now, we're not fucking like soundmen, okay?
But it was
1
very
year-
funny. The folding chairs was hilarious because it was like us and then like the whole Selling Sunset cast, Real Housewives
No, it definitely is
cast,
cool. That's why I was
and
like,
the
I'm
Outer
gonna
Banks
go.
cast. We're all in these folding chairs. We're like, what the fuck?
See, it's not as glamorous. But my friend yesterday was like, why aren't you excited? And I was like, my excitement was like getting nominated.
Yes,
like
it is
that
so
was my
exciting to get
exciting
nominated.
thing. Like going to the red carpet for me, it could go either way. It
Yeah.
could be like, I go in with low expectations, by the way. Life tip, everybody. Low expectations for everything.
Yep.
If you go in, you're like, I'm on a red carpet. It's going to be amazing. No, I'm going in like the Getty people won't know my name.
Yeah.
My dress is going to rip. Like my skims are going to show. Like all the bad things. And then what happens, you guys, is like I have one sip of wine and I'm like, this is the best thing ever.
Yeah.
My therapist wants to work on it. And I'm like, no, I really love this about me.
Yeah.
Low expectations work every time. So I'm excited. But the nomination
It's
was
also
the
fun to
exciting
just
part.
like look at everyone,
Yeah.
It's like
How
all
am I
these
gonna be, like-
beautiful people in a room. Yeah.
Do I act cool? Do
I can't
like,
wait to
do
see
my
your stories
job?
on that day. There's gonna be it's
A
just
lot of
gonna
dots.
a lot of dots.
A lot of dots. Get ready.
I'm excited, and hopefully, I think hopefully they like put everyone back at tables again because that was just such a better setup for the show. I think
Yeah.
they will.
And we had alcohol the first year, not the second year.
They
Just
will.
letting you know.
There was
okay,
but
though.
that was like also a COVID thing. Like that was also like no bar.
Drink before.
I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
if I had to guess, they would go back to the way they did it before because it was just like a better show. Like,
Yeah.
even just watching it, like it was a better.
Did you go to the after party?
show. No.
Because you didn't want to?
Yeah.
We did something. We Joe and Serena from The Bachelor.
Yeah.
Bachelor.
Oh, you did their show?
No, we just like went to dinner with them after.
Oh,
Something
cute.
very casual.
We
We were
did-
like,
we
all
did-
want to get out of
yeah.
here. Let's just go to dinner.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I probably
yeah.
won't go.
It was
either.
like, and it's just like a long day. Like
You
the
said
hair,
you probably
the,
won't go. You're gonna go.
the hair,
to
the
the after
makeup.
show? Am I? I'm like, be like, we're going?
Yeah.
No,
The
I
hair,
probably
the
won't.
makeup, the dress, the getting there, the carpet,
know,
the
it's like
whole.
it's
Like by
like-
the time it ends, you're like,
I know,
God, I'm
it's
starving.
I know,
and
it's a
like,
whole day.
and
I
we
know.
had to record
Yeah.
a podcast after.
Oh my
Yeah,
God,
we
you
did.
did?
Yeah.
Oh
The
my
first time.
God. Okay.
First time we just got like in and out and
Yeah, that was fun though.
yeah.
You're so hungry after.
I
You
know.
are.
Oh my God, I'm hungry
There's like
now.
Yeah.
there was better food.
Right.
Yeah.
It'll be fun though. You'll have
No,
a
no,
lot of
you're-
fun. And
you're gonna love
congratulations.
it.
Thank you. Thank you
It's
so
very
much.
cool. And it's always
You can
it's
still
such a
vote, right?
No.
No, voting
it
ended.
ended a while
It's such
ago.
a funny category because it's like you're
and Conan O'Brien.
Yeah, it's like so many people that you're like, they don't need their podcast to be nominated.
Yeah. I wonder though if they were ever nominated, if they ever won like Conan O'Brien. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like it's more like the girls.
Give it to them.
Yeah.
It's
I
Emma
can tell you
Chamberlain.
Scrubbing in won twice and Emma Chamberlain won twice.
Oh, that's the years that it happened.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
I really don't think I'm gonna win. I just am happy to be
You never know.
nominated.
You never know.
I know.
it-
I'm also
it's an
doing the
honor.
thing where you're like, I'm
Low.
failing the test.
Yeah.
I'm failing the test.
Low expectation.
Low, baby, low.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, it's
Well,
gonna be a ton of fun.
Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for joining us.
You girls
We
are
had
so
so
fun.
much
Me too.
fun. Would love
If you
to do this
don't
again
follow
sometime.
Not Skinny But Not Fat,
Yeah,
you're
please
really
do.
missing out.
You are missing out. You will be
Thank
highly
you.
entertained.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because you can go from it's chaotic, which
And
is
selfishly,
great.
I
It's
started
pop
following you
pop
when
culture
you
news,
defended me.
and then you get
You're
really
welcome.
invested to like your breastfeeding journey, and it's like mixed in between
it's so
with pop
random.
culture stories.
I know it's very
and
random.
it's great. It's
I know
great.
It's very random. It's very random. Yeah, it's chaotic.
It's
But fun.
It's amazing.
But fun. Thank
Thanks,
you.
Amanda.
Thank you for having me.